At least 13 civilians, including children, are believed to have died in a series of explosions at Kabul airport. Three U.S. soldiers and Taliban guards are said to be among 30 more people injured in the suspected suicide bomber attack in the Afghan capital. Officials do not think that, at this stage, British troops are among the casualties, and evacuation planes continued to fly out within minutes of the explosion. Number 10 said the Prime Minister has been updated on the situation and will chair a Cobra meeting later on Thursday. The attack came within hours of two suspected Islamic State fighters being seized by the Taliban. Have you been affected by the incident? Email webnews@mirror.co.uk. It is thought they were caught as they probed the airport for gaps in security. The devastating explosion took place in the canal, where people are waiting to see if they can get a flight out of the country at around 6 p.m. local time, 3 p.m. BST, as the deadline for evacuations draws near. The bomb was followed by gunfire, a known technique by ISIS affiliate ISK called a complex attack. The intention is to strike confusion into targets first, followed by more slaughter from gunmen. A second explosion may have been set off soon after the first, Russian sources are said to have claimed, indicating multiple suicide bombers are targeting the evacuation effort. People outside the airport had been advised to leave the area immediately as concerns of violence from an ISIS affiliate group grew. The airport has become the focus of the evacuation of expats and Afghans and their families who have helped foreign troops since the Taliban took control of the country last week. Images from the scene shows people, including children, walking around in shock. People can be seen with visible injuries and blood. Australia, the US and UK had all issued alerts to their citizens as of Thursday morning, warning of a potential attack. The Ministry of Defense has tweeted, "We are working urgently to establish what has happened in Kabul and its impact on the ongoing evacuation effort." Our primary concern remains the safety of our personnel, British citizens and the citizens of Afghanistan. We are in close contact with our US and other NATO allies at an operational level on the immediate response to this incident. On Thursday morning, Armed Forces Minister James Heap has said that there was very credible reporting of an imminent and severe terror attack at Kabul airport. He told LBC, "I don't think everybody should be surprised by this. Daesh, or Islamic State, are guilty of all sorts of evil. But the opportunism of wanting to target a major international humanitarian mission is just utterly deplorable, but sadly true to form for an organization as barbarous as Daesh." Thousands have been trying to flee the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan over the past week, many through Kabul's airport. President Joe Biden had earlier said there was an acute and growing risk of an attack at the airport by ISIS regional chapter, which is called Islamic State Khorasan or ISIS-K. The group, which is made up of fighters from Pakistan and Afghanistan, have been responsible for some particularly bloody atrocities over the past years. Its fighters have massacred civilians in both countries, at mosques, shrines, public squares and even hospitals, and has targeted Muslims from sects it considers heretical, including Shiites. Last year, it was blamed for going on a gun rampage at a maternity ward in a predominantly Shiite neighborhood of Kabul. "16 mothers and mothers-to-be lost their lives in the attack. The race to get people out of the country over the next 5 days is very much on after the Taliban refused to extend the evacuation deadline past August 31st. Mr. Heep said 1,988 people left Kabul over 8 RAF flights in the past 24 hours, taking the total to 12,279. In the past day 19,000 people have been evacuated on U.S. flights, but many more remain in the country desperate to get on board a plane. The Pentagon has said 10,000 people are still waiting to be evacuated from Kabul airport by U.S. aircraft. Following the fall of Kabul to the Taliban 10 days ago, 82,000 people have been airlifted out of the country. Multiple sources told the Mirror the attack may deal a final blow to the evacuation and mean UK forces will have to pull out and evacuate from Kabul.